Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Cellar, the show with you in mind. To prove it today, we listened to your feedback, and we got some responses from people and some feedback that said, hey, you know, if you guys can do some wineries or some wine bars. So here we are with Mike Facik, sommelier, and we're at Via Girasole? Via Girasole, Schoen Place, Pittsford, New York. We have two sides to the two different businesses here that are under one roof, sort of. We have the Pittsford Wine and Spirits, which we'll take a walk through and we'll look at that. And then we have the wine bar over here, which we'll sit down and we'll have a taste with Mike. And Mike, why don't you tell us a little about yourself and the businesses here?
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for being here and welcome.
Thanks for having us.
As you said, two separate businesses, Pittsford Wine and Spirits, across the hall, Via Girasole Wine Bar. All right. Pittsford Wine and Spirits, small, family-owned, more boutique-y, kind of a liquor store. Emphasis, of course, on wine more than spirits. And we appeal to those customers who see wines in different wine stores and may be looking for something a little bit different. So we're tasting all the time, trying to bring in affordable wines that people can enjoy that they might not find somewhere else.
Love the vibe of the place. And I do see you have quite an emphasis on wine. You do have some good spirits, though. There's some hidden gems in here, too, so definitely come down and check it out. And what are your hours, typically, for the wine store?
Typically during the week, 11 to 9.
Okay,
we're open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays. The wine bar, essentially the same hours, with music on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So,
nice.
Now, the wines that we choose for the wine bar may or may not be sold in the liquor store. As I said, they're two separate businesses. We have a tendency to kind of audition wines on the wine bar side, and if they're popular, we bring them next door.
All right, let's go into the wine store. We took a tour through the store real quick. Mike, I saw some, staple wines, some things that are popular, but I also saw some really nice nuanced wines and some varietals that go a little deeper. Got a nice Italian selection. I saw the New York State wines. You also got some spirits here with some interesting stories too. So, I love the wine store and I love the vibe of the place too. I mean, like you say, boutique.
Yes.
And you were talking about you have some good loyal customers and they like to take care of their customers by ordering stuff in? Is that how it works?
Well, so as I mentioned earlier, we're small. We have a faithful following of local customers. And we try to appeal to them by finding some more rare wines. Of course, we've got to have wines that you find on other liquor store shelves. But we taste with reps with some rarities in mind. Find some things that you may not see frequently in other stores, and to try to appeal to our customers by finding wines they can enjoy that they might not find someplace else. So it works. It works. It's a nice place to be able to connect with customers. We often talk with customers about wine and food pairing. I ask frequently whether that wine is going to be something they're going to enjoy with a meal. So that opens up conversation. It's easy because it's a small place to be one-on-one with customers to help them appreciate the wines they might be considering to purchase and to help them make a choice. So it really pays off being small like this in some ways.
So you do tastings and classings. How often do you do those?
So we do classes once a month on the wine bar side. Okay. We do free tastings here at our tasting bar. In fact, we just had one recently. And if you look on our Facebook page, there's a schedule.
Just going to ask where can they get the info?
Typically, we try to tie those in with other events, the evenings that we have music on the wine bar side, because we know people will be here, and they can come over, walk over, and taste a variety of wines or spirits. Okay.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's head over to the wine bar and start drinking some wine.
Perfect.
All right. So here we are. We're at Via Girasole. We're in the wine bar with sommelier Mike Facik. And Mike, what do you picked out here for us to taste?
So, I picked a Portuguese blend. The name of the wine is Silk and Spice. It's been one of the most popular wines in the wine bar, and it hits on two cylinders for us because the most important piece, of course, is that it tastes good. I've never seen so many customers want to take a photo of the label on a bottle of wine.
Yeah, it's
like
pretty
they
neat.
have,
It's got the map
like
on
they
it,
have
yeah.
on this. Okay. The other thing that makes this wine interesting for guys like you and I,
Mhm.
okay, we take it a little bit beyond the palate, are the grapes involved and the sense of place that this wine projects.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Portuguese. I
Portuguese.
love it already.
3 indigenous grapes from Portugal, 1 from France, comprise the blend in this wine and make it interesting from that perspective. The winemaker is Antonio Braga, and it's very clear, based on the grapes he's chosen to make this wine and the production methods that he's used, that he's actually trying to create a wine that is silky and spicy.
Oh, nice.
And I think he's
spicy.
done it. I think he's done it.
So what are the grape varietals that are in here?
So there are 4 grape varietals in this wine.
Mhm.
Most of this is a grape called Touriga Nacional.
Yep,
Okay.
sure.
And
Some of you may be familiar with it. Sure.
grape that's used in pork production.
Yep, sure.
Okay?
Yep.
So people will instinctively think, oh, pork, it's sweet. Well, this grape is fermented to dryness in this wine.
Sure.
So it brings some of the characteristics of port wine without the sweetness.
Gotcha.
Okay. Big black fruits, okay, primarily. Black currant, black cherry, cassis. Sometimes the acidity on this is not so high, but the Touriga Nacional composes 40% of this blend.
Okay. Yep.
The other 3 grapes are equally involved, 20% of each grape. Baga, which is an indigenous grape to Portugal, the Barata region. Syrah, which we're all familiar with.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the last grape, I think, is the most interesting grape. It's a French hybrid called Alicante
Bouchot. Yeah. Alicante Bouchot.
which
yeah.
is a hybrid of Grenache and Petit Boucher.
Yep.
Interesting is it's a grape with red flesh,
Gotcha.
okay, which in France is referred to as a teinturier grape, which means to paint or to color.
Neat.
Only a few red grapes like this that are common to people: Saperavi,
Chaparavi, yeah.
Chambourcine, Dunkelfelder. Okay, most people don't realize that the flesh of red grapes is white, as it is in white grapes.
Sure.
In this blend, when this grape, when it's added to blends, is used to provide additional color.
Gotcha.
Color.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. There are also some characteristics that play a piece, of course, on the palate. And when we taste this wine, we'll talk about some of those, and you'll see, as I mentioned earlier, the producer had a goal in mind here, because each of these grapes are similar to each other in certain respects. The Baga is kind of the Portuguese answer to Nebbiolo.
Okay. Interesting. And they blend that, huh? Interesting.
Little lighter in body, can be acidic and tannic, and it's what provides the acidity and tannic backbone for this wine.
Sure.
The other grapes provide that smoothness, which contributes to that
Gotcha.
silky finish. So I hope I didn't taint you too much in what you're supposed
No, I'm
to
looking.
taste. with
Oh, I
this
can't
wine.
wait to get it open
But,
and taste it. It's
we'll,
a great
we'll
story
open
to
it.
it too. And
Yeah.
thanks for explaining
Oh,
that, Mike,
sure.
in such detail.
It's-
While you're doing that, I'm going to take a quick look at the wine list that we have here at via
Girasole.
Soleil. Very nice wine list. I'm very impressed. And you said that it gets updated once a year. You and the owner Nicole will.
Nicole McLean and Sue Maddock, our manager, and myself, start tasting wines each year as soon as the new menu goes into place. And we do that because the menu is pretty extensive. There are a lot of wines on the wine menu.
Yeah, I see. Yep.
And
Very, very big variety here. Sake.
sake, yes, yeah, yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah,
However,
yes.
Nicole, is it Sue?
And Sue,
Sue, Nicole, Mike, I don't see a Chablis. Chablis is my favorite white varietal of all the white varietals. I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
It's okay.
Maybe in the next time that you consider a Chablis. But
I understand.
No, overall, great. I'm just digging on you guys. Great list. Again, anytime you have multiple sake and you know some of the different. It looks like you got some sweet as well. So just a vast variety. I love this wine list. Great job overall. I think.
It's a very rigorous tasting process.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a 2017, 14% alcohol on the label, as we know, can be a measure of inconsistency with that.
And I'd be curious.
That's another episode.
I'd be curious of your impression of the alcohol level on the palate on this wine when you taste it, because I wonder if it actually is that high. But
now, do you know? Because Silk and Spice gives the inclination that there's maybe some oak in this.
Yes. Each grape is fermented separately for 6 months on American oak.
Okay, there you go. Yep. And I did get some notes right off the nose of some vanilla and some spice that is going to be oak marker. So, yep.
Another reason why I was drawn to this wine is the oak aging. As it opens up, this is a big wine.
Yeah.
This is a big wine.
Let's see what we got. This is up your alley too, because you're a big wine guy. Rich and flavorful. Tannin too. I get some tannin, but not harsh at all. Great finish. I get a little black licorice on the finish too, which I like a lot.
A little bit of mocha on the nose.
Sure.
Okay. The black fruit stands out for my palate on this wine. Okay. Of course.
Rich, ripe, black fruits, like you said, black cherry, black raspberry. Oh, yeah, this is great. I really like that, and again, the tannins are just really
right. The tannins are there.
Right there.
That's the Bogart grape. Okay. The tannic backbone.
And I do get that port.
Yes.
I definitely get that port signature without being a sweet.
Exactly.
But you definitely get that, and so now I see that silk and spice come together because it's definitely a silky, velvety mouthfeel. And this is a great wine. Love it. Great choice.
The interesting thing about this is that some folks who taste this, when we provide a taste, will actually say that to them it's sweet. Because they're used to drier Cabernets, okay?
Sure. Yep.
And they taste this, and initially that might be how they describe it. Although we know, I appreciate it more as fruit.
Right.
Okay,
right. Fruit
characteristics.
and the sweetness that you would get with like a sweeter type cigar,
as
well.
Right.
Because you're getting that tobacco.
Right.
Beautiful. Food pairing. So what? Let me think. Oh boy, a stew, like a stew with some great, like a beef stew, something like that.
That's why I asked you what your perception of the alcohol might be on this, because I don't get any aggressive alcohol burn.
No, I don't. No.
So,
I know there's heat to it, and I can tell by the viscosity a little bit that there's alcohol. But like you say, I don't get that overburn.
It's not distracting.
No, correct.
So I think that really makes this a versatile wine.
Yeah.
Okay? I think this is a great wine for stews. Okay. Heavier red meats, lamb or steak, of course, but barbecue comes to mind with this.
Sure.
Pork ribs with either a dry rub, okay. Perhaps even something a little bit more spicy, a little spicy curry, because the alcohol is not too aggressive with this.
Yep.
And there is a fruit element here, like I said. It's not actual sweetness, but could pair well with something that might have a little spice. That said, I think this wine is versatile. It could be a nice summer barbecue wine. Absolutely. But as the weather gets cooler now, and we start to gravitate towards red wine or heavier reds, this does the trick as well. It's very
dark chocolate.
Yeah.
I like dark chocolates.
Yes.
It's interesting. Some people will put their nose up at red wine and dark chocolate. You know, that's not what this show is about. The show, when we do pairings, we're just suggesting pairings. It's what you like. So you may taste this wine and say, you know, I want a turkey burger with this wine. By all means. I mean, that's the magic of wine, and that's what we're trying to do in this show, is to get you to try different wines and to put it with different things that you will like and enjoy. All right, so are we ready for the questionnaire?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Favorite wine term?
My favorite wine term is batonnage.
Wow. It's my favorite wine term.
Yeah.
Batonnage.
Batonnage.
Love it. Stirring of the leaves.
Stirring of the leaves, okay? Not only for the name, okay?
I love to say batonnage. Love it.
But for the impact that it has on wine.
Mhm.
You know, the fact that if you stir yeast, okay, in a wine as it's aging or fermenting, that it imparts a softness and adds to the texture of the wine you're drinking.
Now tell everybody why why you said yeast cells and I said lees. Tell people why that is.
Oh, because as the yeast cells die, okay, they become lees. Okay, so it's the dead yeast cells.
Yeah, you
during-
get dead yeast cells in some
Yeah.
wine. It's all good
Exactly.
though. It's all good though.
Yeah, don't let it scare you. It's all good. It adds to the flavor. It adds to the mouthfeel, and it's just a fascinating concept, I think, in the production of wine.
I love that that's our favorite wine term. That's awesome. Okay, favorite wine region to drink from? Yep.
Okay.
You're on the spot.
Yeah, it's pretty simple for me, and I think everybody knows this. Paso Robles, California.
I was going to say California.
Yeah.
Yep. You like those big reds.
Yep.
Zins.
Yep.
Favorite region visited?
Favorite region visited, I would have to say, would be Walla Walla, Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington. Just give me a Reader's Digest version.
Two reasons.
Yep.
Okay, outside of the Finger Lakes, okay, in Virginia, it's the only region I visited.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, I haven't
Gotcha.
been to California yet.
Gotcha.
All right. And it opened my eyes to the Washington wine scene
Mm-hmm.
and how the Washington producers are trying to do a new world scale or version, if you want to call it, on old world wine.
Right, Merlots and Syrahs,
Right.
those. Yep.
That's their direction.
Yep. Region you would most like to visit that you haven't?
New Zealand, yeah. Otago, Marlborough.
That's
yeah.
3 out of 4, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, 3 out of 4 so
Yeah,
far in our
absolutely.
episodes have said they want to go
Absolutely.
to New Zealand.
Yep.
Okay, so the last question, Mike. It's a deep one.
Okay.
What do you want your wine legacy to be?
I want my wine legacy to be that people had fun while I tried to send them away a little bit more than this wine tastes good.
Perfect. Love it. Please come down and see these guys. They're doing great stuff. The Wine Bar, Pittsburgh Wine and Spirits. Love the vibe. As I said, great wine list. They put a lot of hard work and effort to make a great experience here. Definitely come down and check it out. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks, Mike, for having us. Great show. That's a wrap.